It's your girl, Rebecca Zahara.
It's your girl, Aime.
And we are back with another episode of Bali Bell. This is episode 2. We out here, baby. Today, we are discussing body image. So, this topic came up because I was speaking to a friend of mine. So, a friend of mine had tagged me in her story, and she had tagged me saying this is the only person I know with a natural body with um with no waist without surgery. So I was like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I was like, what's going on? She was like, look at my post before that. So her post before that essentially tagged her was tagging this other influencer's page, and in her story she was essentially talking about how all of there's so many influencers and celebrities that are being put on this pedestal in terms of their body image because they're thought to have never went under the knife. Like, so she was like men and women, like she was exposing, tagging the doctors and everything, and I was really shook at some of the people. All that to say, there's so many women and even men, because men deal with body image issues as well, that are looking at these people that are supposedly real bodies, and they promote all these things that they are in the gym and that they're working so hard. But it's like, just be transparent of that and say, and you know what I'm saying? Like, no, that's your business. If you choose to share it, that's your business. But don't lie and make it seem as if you aren't enhancing yourself in these ways, because then you're giving people, there's so many people that have this disillusionment with what a real body looks like, and then they're looking at themselves in the mirror like, damn, what's wrong with me? And we're our worst critic to begin with anyway, right? So now that, along with society standards, like wanting to mate or all these things, or just wanting to go outside feeling comfortable in your skin, and now you're looking at yourself at what's real in real life, you know what I'm saying? And you're not able to meet these expectations because it's fraudulent. It's fraudulent. It's fraudulent.
I feel like it's a great example because it was a man. He's a celebrity. I can't remember his name, but he played in some really funny movies. Either way, he's a bigger guy. He's like a chubby guy or whatever. And he just did a post, and he just turned like 35 or something. He just turned an age, and he was like, he had his shirt off, and he was like, this is the first time that I've ever been on the beach. And he's a celebrity. He has money. That's not an issue for him, but he's never been a skinny guy, and even at a healthy weight for him, his body is not what they say is what looks good, right? So he was like, essentially, this is the first time that I've ever been anywhere on the beach in a place where I should be able to be myself, been able to take off my shirt and been okay with myself, and literally been happy with who the fuck I am and what I'm doing without anyone else, without letting the stares, the looks, because I'm healthy. I'm healthy. I ate right. I worked out. I walked to the beach. I walked here. I should be able to live my life, but because you tell me that the body that I wake up in every day is incorrect, and so I need to go out and now spend money to have you hack away at my body. I listen to a lot of girls my best friend, whose body is fine. She's had a couple of kids, so maybe she has a little bit of a belly, right? And all she has to do is get on a bike or go walk outside, or I don't know, the many things that people do to lose some belly weight, right? She speaks about going to get surgery more often than she does about going to work out, because at the end of the day, the workout is not going to give you the results that you see when you are looking at the people who don't want to get their body done. Like, you actually have to get that artificially done to get that kind of look. But that's because they've told you now that what you were born with is not fine. It's not fine. So you should go hopefully you spend the 10,000, but some people spend the 5,000. They go somewhere else and spend the 5,000, and now Now you got more troubles than you had before, because before all you was worried about was a little fupa, and now your fupa wrong. This stuff is falling down and draining and stuff, and and you got problems. I've watched a few YouTube people who have went to other places to go get surgery and stuff, because I'm on a body thing, you know, and I'm trying to get my body to where I feel like is the perfect body. With that being said, I've been watching people decide that the perfect body is not whatever they could lose weight to be or tone up to be. It's not that. They rather let someone cut at them, and because liposuction is looks freaking aggressive. It looks like somebody is stabbing you repeatedly just to get this. And yet you rather that bleeding, wearing that whole compression, can't sit down, gotta pee through a hole, bandages and scars and marks all over your body. And yes, people can't see them because they're under stuff, but you saw that. You rather somebody mark up your body because you had to be Nikki?
I feel like a large part of this issue for me, watching it, is that so many young people, like, whose bodies are not even fully developed, are looking up to these people, and they're a lot of them are going to get surgery. They're going to get their surgery and your body's not even fully developed. So now
At
what
all.
happens to that surgery? Like, what happens to that procedure and what you got done when your body does fully develop? Like, because those things are going to shift. They're not going to stay how they were when you got surgery. And I feel like I also I feel like a lot of things. So we're going to touch on a lot of things in this conversation. But I also feel like a lot of it deals with, outside of social media, body issues that we are told and develop as children as well. Like, for me, I am confidently in a place where I'd be like, damn, girl, you know what I'm saying? But like, I developed very quickly and I was sexualized immediately. And that made me so, bro, that made me so uncomfortable. Like, I remember the first time I realized I had titties for real was in like I was in the second grade, and the lunch monitor, this Caribbean woman, said to me, I had this little white t-shirt on, you know, shit was poking. And she was like, you need to tell your mother that she needs to get you a some training bras because your boobs are growing or whatever. And we lived at Miss Laviolette's house at the time. I wasn't telling her I had titties. And so what I did, because I was always getting in trouble for things that didn't make sense. And so if I told her I had titties and that she needed to get me something, I didn't know if that was going to result in me getting my ass whipped. So baby, when you see these titties when you want, okay? So what I used to do was wear your bras, and because your bras fit,
Yeah, I bet.
but the band was too big. And so I would tie it up in the back. So I'm walking around with this little white t-shirt with a fist in my back. With a fist in my back.
You want to know what the turnaround is for that? The turnaround is that when you were just getting your boobs, you were at my size, right? My boobs kind of came in and then was like, all right, this is where we'll be at. Right? The turnaround is it got to a point where I could actually wear your bras. You were giving me your bras that were too small. I was like, oh, hold on, this fits perfect. Like, and you're like, oh, does it? So that's so funny. I stopped at some early point.
So when I realized I had a booty was in the fourth grade. So we was going to the bathroom, my friends in the bathroom, whatever. She was like walking down the hallway. She was like, Rebecca, stand up straight. I was like, I am standing straight. She was like, Rebecca, stand up straight. Stop playing. I was like, I am standing straight. Like, you stop playing. What's wrong with you? Like, I'm telling you, I'm standing straight. Keep asking me this, and now you're making me get an attitude. What is wrong with you? And that's when I realized my ass is fat. And then, like, shortly after that, I went to the grocery store with my foster mom, and there was this grown ass man like staring at me, which I hadn't, you know, my
That's retarded.
my ass didn't even notice. But she snatched me, and it like, you know, I'm over here. Next thing you know, I'm getting snatched up. And she snatched me and like looked at this man and was like, "Don't you ever look at a child like that? Like, don't be looking at like." And that's what made me realize, oh shit, they're looking at me. They're looking at me, and because they're looking at me, I'm in danger, and I need to hide myself. So these titties. Oh, I used to also hate these titties because they develop so fast. I got stretch marks on my titties, and I hated it because they didn't show girls with stretch marks on their titties.
No, they don't show girls with stretch marks.
So I'm over here covering. First of all, the titties were so big. I had 2 bras on. Okay, so I got 2 bras on. I'm covering up the titties. This ass, I was always trying to wear like a long shirt. Like the long shirt would cover the ass. It just layered it. It just layered. So many people be like, you know, oh, your body, and I'm like, y'all have no idea how like it's like trauma. It's traumatizing because like you're always over sexualized. And then when someone's attracted to you, it's like, okay, are you attracted to me because of my body?
So you say that, right? Now, you know, I be watching this show, Married at First Sight. I don't know if anybody else is watching it this season, but boy. So there's Paige and Chris, right? And essentially, Chris said that he didn't really like Paige physically from the day married, right? Chris still chose to go into a physical relationship, a sexual physical relationship with her, knowing that because Paige has a really nice body. Like, you know, go ahead, black girl, booty popping, little sitting up titties and stuff, little stomach just thin. Paige looked good. You didn't really like, I guess, what her face looked like because you liked everything else. You know what I mean? You chose to go into a physical sexual relationship with her, knowing that you weren't really into it. And in the end, you just hurt her. In the end, she just became an innocent bystander in this bullshit because she didn't, you advanced on her as if you wanted her, as if you liked her. And so who's to say that in the back of her mind, she wasn't thinking to herself, does he like me? Or does he like this ass he sees? Because when I saw it, I was like, Paige, you go ahead, girl. You go ahead. So I know when he saw it, he was like, ooh, what is that? But in that same breath, you said you weren't attracted to her. You didn't really like her. So why step into a physical relationship with someone, a sexual physical relationship with someone? You know, it really perpetuates the stereotype. Essentially, Fly said this thing. It was he said for all the girls out there who are, you know, continuously getting their body done and having work done and things like that, that keep in mind that at the end of the day, when you want to be wifed up and you know, settled down, that only the ugly men want you after you've done all of that to yourself. And I didn't say, that's what he said. Y'all go look at the Instagram because he keep his stuff up. With that being said, he said only the ugly guys want you because a real guy wants to know what you look like. A real guy wants to know that, you know, that this silicone ain't gonna bust. You're not even supposed to get silicone in your stuff. These girls still be out here getting silicone and all types of stuff in their body, embalming fluid and stuff in their body that doesn't even work. And y'all, I know y'all seen K Michelle booty. I know y'all seen that thing when it fell. And she said it didn't fall. She said that was the extra skin from her removing the booty, but The girl said she had major, major, major problems prior to that, and she had money. So I'm going to assume that she did the right thing and went to a good surgeon and spent that money to go get that booty done. And it fell for us on the Instagram. You saw her? Did you see it? Did you see it? She was dancing. She was, and then it literally collapsed. And she picked it up.
If you want to get your body done, that's your business. That's your prerogative. My question is, like, what is for real the root of these things? Like, what is the root of these things? What is the root? Don't just say I don't. And and when we're talking about this, we're not talking about things like I have a damn GDZ breast size. It's killing my back, and I need a breast reduction. So just to be clear, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about itty bitty waist.
Yeah.
Talking about lip fillers, ass injections. That's
removing the fat from your stomach and adding it, all the BBLs out here.
Like I said, it is your business, but I think it's very important that prior to getting these things done, like, you are figuring out the real root of why you're getting it done. I think the real tea is that women aren't getting like, women say that they're getting it done for men, and I guess to some extent they're getting it done for men to some extent. Like, if you're trying to attract a certain kind of man, but you really getting it done for other women.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah, and so the thing is that I'm trying to find the best way to say it, because I've actually been running across this a lot with women doing things. They say, I want to be married, I want to find a man, I want a companionship, woman, whatever. At the end of the day, whatever they're choosing for their partner, they want companionship, whatever. And yet, don't do the things that their counterpart would want. They want these things, but are not willing to do what that specific counterpart would want, i.e., wigs. Don't attack me. Do not attack me. Don't come for me. It is what it is. I said what I said. A lot of guys, because white women wear wigs too, so I don't even want to just come for black women. I know a couple of white women who actually wear more wigs than they wear their own daggone hair on their head as well. The Malaysian and all of that, the Peruvian, we know. With that being said, men like to see your natural hair. That has been expressed countless times. When they get into a relationship with you, they want to just touch and see what the scalp is. It happens all the time. But yet, the girls be out here getting 360 lace fronts, gluing it to their whole forehead, right next to their eyebrow and stuff. So it'd be like this much forehead. He never gets to see your hair. He can't touch whatever is there. He told you he didn't like that. He said he didn't like that. And yet you still bring your ass to that motherfucking hairdresser and pay her $300 to $400 just to install. And that didn't even include this hair on your head that you refuse to take off. Because the man who wants to be with you said he wants to see your roots. So are you really doing this for him? Like, do you really want to be married? Do you really want companionship? Because you'd be like, oh, because this is who I am. It's who I'm going to be. Lonely? Because you're lonely. And that's who you're gonna be? Lonely? Like let's call it spade a spade, bro. Call it spade a spade. Don't tell me you looking for a nigga and when a nigga walk around here and be like, so can you not do that? Then you like, shut up. That's why your ass is lonely now. That's why you don't got no man now. Cause y'all be wanting to motherfucker be in relationships and act single at the same damn time. And that's stupid. What you want? Decide.
To piggyback for my girls, okay, because you just ate them up. And
off the wig, sis.
I will say this. Yes, it is important to listen to your mates because a lot of times we be in these relationships and the problem is that we are not listening. So I'll start there. However, baby, he's not combing your hair. If you like your wigs, if you like your braids, if you like whatever. But I think what my sister is saying is if you are going to be in this relationship, it is important that you are being seen fully, and that requires vulnerability. And maybe that requires sometimes just showing up naked. And I don't mean that physically, but you know. But I mean that in terms of being vulnerable, naked emotionally, being authentically yourself, letting your partner like fully see you without these things. Because that's also a form of intimacy. I could be wrong, so I'm gonna let my sister come back. But I'm saying, baby, do okay? Because I'm here for the protective styles and the wigs.
Love me a protective style, as you can see. Hello, you know. Most women want to meet a counterpart and let the counterpart do the masculine side, the earning income, the protecting, providing. And so while he's not combing your hair, at some point, you're going to want him to buy your hair because he's supposed to protect, provide, and all of that, right? And you want to be pregnant and not go to work and shit, right? So, who's buying it? I don't think I have to comb your hair to tell your ass to take that goddamn wig off your head when you go to bed. I don't think I have to comb it to tell you that, especially if you expect me. Hold on. Especially if you at some point expect me to take over the responsibility of maintaining you, which most women want. We can say we want to be independent and all that. It sounds great. Trust me. I know. I do too. I hear you. Feminist. No. At the end of the day, we are women. And we, like, not to put you in a role and stuff, because I know that gets really weird in the groups out here and stuff. But if the shoe fits, So for the people like me and the masses out there like me who want a counterpart and want to settle down with that counterpart and make a unit or whatever, or you know what I mean? Create more, become more. I don't want to put a gender on that because the LGBT people are out here and they definitely be having whole families and everything and be successful too. You know what I mean? So whatever you're choosing to do with yourself, at some point you do want to take the feminine role back. And when that happens and you're expecting your partner to provide and support and handle and maintain, then you need to motherfucking take the damn wig off and take them eyelashes off. Don't put on no eyebrows today. Let me just see you. Let me just see you. And if it's really that serious, girl, you need to figure it out. If you can't love you, why I gotta love you? Why should I love you if you can't love you? Let me tell you something here. You can never expect anything from someone that you're not willing to do for yourself. And you want him to be vulnerable. You want him to show himself. You want him, her, whoever. I'm just saying it because I be looking for him. Either way, you want them to show that side of themselves that they don't show to anyone else. And yet your ass is walking around here fully painted, covered up, all your guards up, the umbrellas up, and you out here looking at me because I decided, my man said that he'd like to see my natural hair. So because I decided to go along that route way more often than I think I might have before when I was hiding, now what? Because last I checked, I was happy. Last I checked, me not wearing my braids as much as I was wearing my braids and things, I've actually been pretty happy. How do you sleep at night, baby? Because I sleep next to my man. He be cuddling up on me and stuff, and then he be like smelling my hair and stuff, and it just be nice.
It goes back to our "What Are You Manifesting" podcast, because we were talking. We hit on this for a little bit when we were talking about you want to manifest this partner, but whom are you? What are you bringing to the table, and are you even the person that partner would be is going to attract? Like, is that in alignment? Does that even make sense?
Understanding that everybody brings in baggage, in whatever shape or form that is, in the shape or form of a child. People don't like when I say that your kids can be baggage, but it is what it is. Whether in the shape or form of insecurities, maybe someone cheated on you in the past, you just didn't get over it, whatever you want to call it, right? Everyone has baggage that they're walking around with. When you're deciding to bring in another person into the mix, what are you able to do to make sure that your baggage doesn't adversely affect them? To make sure your baggage doesn't become someone else's baggage? Because at the end of the day, while your counterpart loves you or whatever, that's not fair. Will Smith said this, and when the entanglement thing happened, he said, "I'm not here to make Jada happy. Jada is not here to make me happy. She's supposed to be happy already. I'm supposed to be happy already. That we come to break together with our happy asses and make it work. But my happiness should not be dependent on Jada. And Jada's happiness should not be dependent on me. So who are you dependent on? What are you dependent on? What flaws are you holding around that you just tuck in so well that you like, And that's like your barrier. You're like, I hate this flaw, but I love this flaw.
You never have to be completely healed, but I think you have to constantly be in a space of wanting to self-evolve and wanting better for yourself. I think that's something that's super important to have that. A lot of people go into these relationships wanting the other person to fix these things, and it's so selfish because we all go into a relationship with our own shit. It's like, which shit are you trying to date, or which shit do you think you can manage and handle within that other person? Maybe make the load a little lighter. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? How can we do this thing? But it's so selfish to go into a relationship assuming that someone else is going to heal and address these things, because they have their own things that they are trying to work on and transcend and heal. And while you guys may be journeying to help each other, and it's not their responsibility. It is your responsibility to address your shit. It's your responsibility to heal your shit. It's your responsibility. But a lot of people don't take the time to look at themselves in the mirror. And a lot of people are not willing to confront these things because it's painful.
So while no one is perfect, and at the end of the day, the work is never done for anyone. No matter how well adjusted they seem, no matter how perfect life seems to be going, you really, really, really don't know what someone is going through until you can step into their shoes, right? So I can't speak for anyone, but I do know that you never stop learning. And so you should never stop growing. You know, evolution you can't avoid it. It happens anyway. So while no, probably no one will be 100% healed, right? That's like an ascension that we can hope for. We can pray for that, but maybe it's a lot of work to get perfect. And then if you ever got to that point and you thought you was perfect, you still got work to do because perfect is not a thing, you know? So understanding that, but also understanding that I want to be my best self. And so while it is not necessarily the easiest thing to do, it is not necessarily the most fun thing to do. Most times it's really not fun. I've only had a couple of times, I'm gonna be honest here on this self-healing trip thing that I've been doing here, where I've been like, oh, this is actually great. Only had a couple of those moments. A lot of them have been like, oh my God, take it away. Take me back. A lot of them have been like really gut wrenching, and maybe a year later I felt better, but in that moment, just please, ouch, freaking ouch. But what I can tell you is that after that pain, after that hurt, after that realization and self adjustment, I felt better. You know, so in the moment, yeah, it is hard. It is hard. It is scary, but don't be a pussy. I tell myself that all the time. I have my latest mantra has been why not? And the why not cannot be because of anybody else. I don't care about your kids. I don't care about your mama. I don't care about your daddy. I don't care about your whatever the excuse is, it cannot be because my mom needs me. Not good enough. Because at the end of the day, no matter what the relationship is, no matter what's going on, you need yourself.
Say this almost every other episode that you cannot pour into other people if you're not pouring into yourself. You cannot pour into other people if you are not pouring into yourself. You cannot show up fully for other people if you are not showing up fully for yourself. So you're actually doing them and yourself a disservice.
A complete disservice. I ask myself, I'm a mom. So it's not like I don't have anything to be like, oh, why not? My kid. No, it's not good enough. Because essentially all I'm saying is I don't want to do the work because of my kid. And that's messed up to blame him for me not wanting to do something for me. It's messed up. I don't care how messed up it is. I don't care what the trauma is. And I know, and I say this with full understandings that there is stuff that is just so messed up. With that being said, you're looking at somebody who's gone through plenty of really messed up stuff. And I'm not comparing anything or any of that. But I handled a lot very young. And as a grown up, I see grown ups can't handle this stuff. I'm like, what's going on with you guys? With that being said, the healing process for you is for you. If you can't do anything else for yourself, if you can't go to spa day, you can't do your nails, you can't do your hair. Plenty of people are in cleaning situations. Getting the assistance that it takes to heal yourself in a lot of situations is free. YouTube is free on some real. And also, I know that I've also spoken about therapy. Therapy is cheap. If you got $40 for the month, you can get therapy. There's an ad. This isn't even like sponsored, endorsed, or whatever. But if y'all want to, let us know. Let us know. But BetterHelp, go ahead and download the app and save up your $40. Trust. And if you manifest it, someone will give you the $40. So don't worry about that. And download the app. Downloading the app is free. At least do that. And speak to someone. Get some outside perspective. But at no point in time should you stunt your growth by deciding that something is too hard to handle. Owe it to yourself to just wake up in the morning and be okay with who you are. If nothing else. If nothing else. But to just wake up in the morning and to open your eyes and be like, oh, okay. A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people actually wake up in the morning and just as soon as they open their eyes, they are rolling it because, uh, why did I wake up this morning? And I get that. Like, I understand better than you know. So you can always leave comments under posts like these, people's YouTubes. We read the comments. We want to know what's going on. I'm definitely here for advice giving. Maybe not advice giving because I don't want to tell you what to do with your life. Touchy subject. But no, I'm definitely here to listen. So even if it's a situation where you have to join Facebook groups, get other apps, and there's forums on Google for people who are going through things. And you'd be so surprised how much a stranger you've never met halfway across the world cares and wants to hear your story and wants to invest in the fact that you're okay. And while it seems really, really hard to reach out, I have found that it's actually easier to reach out to strangers than it is sometimes my own people.
And there's always someone willing to help. Like, no matter how lonely you feel, that is false. That is a false narrative. There's always someone willing to help. But you closed mouths do not get fed. So you have to be willing to want the help and to ask for it. Um,
If anything, just that. Just want and ask for the help. You might not even be ready for the work that goes into this, you know, and it's understood. But just the feeling that you have that says, I need help, with that, reach out. Comment under posts like these. I say this to say that we are here. We're here for you. If nobody got you, I got you, right? If ain't nobody got you, we got you. We can definitely veer you off into the right direction. I know 211 works for most states. You need to do what you need to do for you, though. And for you to even think that it is okay for you to talk to anyone else, try to date, try to uh, uh, be with another person and bring someone else into your mix without you healing and going through the healing process is messed up. So yeah, look for your man, look for your girl, look for your thing. Do what you need to do, right? But do you too. To myself a lot of times, you shouldn't even be in a dating world. You shouldn't even be in a dating world. You don't belong here because you're over here hurting and hurting everyone along the way. And now all those people that you hurt along the way, they're still in the dating world as well now. And so now they're about to go off to whoever. Hopefully they're well adjusted. They got some therapy going on in their life. Their mama and daddy then showed them some good coping skills and stuff. Hopefully. But if not, now there's another person carrying around your baggage and about to hand that to somebody else, and it's just a trickle of messed up. And while nobody is perfect, you owe it to yourself, and it is your responsibility, the same way that you wash your behind in the morning, to work on your mental health, to exercise your brain, to use coping skills, thinking outside the box, breathing exercises, talking to somebody else. If you need to scream into a pillow, do what you need to do. Make sure it harms no one, and you're making yourself healthier at the end of the day. And if you can't do that at the least, then what the hell are you doing? Tell me that because you went and got this ass that your brain all of a sudden, it just got together. No, girl, you still looking at yourself a little crazy. You still feel like you don't look that good. And now you don't went and got all of this done, but you never worked this. Nobody liposuctioned your brain. And you probably could have used it. Because you got shit rolling around in your head that's not even for real. Don't work on this without working on this. And maybe that's why working out and even doing that helps. because it really helps with the mental health aspect of it, regardless of however, you're going about it. To just have someone hack away at your body, I always think to myself that there should be therapy before you go get it. Should be like a requirement because there's a lot of requirements to actually go get surgery, and none of it talks about your brain. None of it talks about exactly why you're doing this and if this is like even a healthy thing.
End of the day, you owe it to yourself to figure out what steps and what resources you need to fully love yourself, because that's all that matters. And so,
Outside of paying money to make yourself better, as in the physical. Like, worry less about your physical. Like, do me a favor, worry less about your physical, more about your mental. And then at the end of the day, if once you started working on your mental and it tells you that you still need that ass, do your thing, girl. I ain't really mad because I considered it a couple of times. So, don't call it a kettle black out here in these streets, But before I decide to actually go ahead and do that with my life, I need to make sure. And you see me say before I decide because I ain't decided not to yet. So I understand. But I need to make sure that I can liposuction my brain as well. I need to make sure that after I do this, that this is not some way of me hiding something, me building up more armor, none of that. This needs to be because I really wanted me a new ass, and so I went and got it. Okay, because if you got my money, it ain't tricking it yet. That's what I heard.
thank you for joining us on another episode of Parlez Belle. As always, speak beautifully to yourself
and others. Go ahead and leave a comment. Let us know what's going on. And if you like it, subscribe over there.